Hello everyone, welcome back to Short Times. In today's episode, we will be recapping Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The movie begins with a flashback in the quantum realm where Janet Van Dyne encounters two fierce creatures that attack her. Despite being outnumbered, she fights back and kills one of them, but the other one overpowers her. As it prepares to finish her off, someone shoots its head, saving Janet's life. Janet turns to see a man who appears to have crash-landed in the realm with her. In the present day, Scott Lang is basking in his newfound celebrity status after helping the Avengers defeat Thanos. He has become somewhat of a local hero, even though some people mistake him for Spider-Man. Meanwhile, Hope Van Dyne has taken over her father's company and has been using PIM particles to expand her research and benefit the world. Scott has even written a best-selling book about his experiences. However, his time spent in the quantum realm has kept him away from his daughter Cassie. Scott receives a call from jail and meets Hope there. Cassie has been arrested for participating in a protest. She has been tinkering with science since the blip, and has even started working with Hope and Hank. Scott and Cassie join the PIMs for dinner, where Hank accidentally reveals that Cassie has been arrested more than once. Cassie shows off the work she has been doing, including Hank's ant farm and a device she built that sends signals to the quantum realm. However, Janet becomes anxious and shuts off the device before she can explain herself. Unfortunately, the device reactivates and starts pulling everything and everyone inside. Scott jumps in after Cassie and uses his Ant-Man suit to protect her as they fall into the quantum realm. Hope, wearing her Wasp suit, saves her parents. The PIMs then encounter inhabitants of the realm, whom Janet confronts in a quick but fierce duel. After defeating one of them, Janet and the creature laugh like old friends. She then secures a ride for her family atop a large flying creature. In the quantum realm, Scott and Cassie encounter a variety of inhabitants, including humanoid and alien-like beings. To communicate with them, they must drink a red liquid called ooze, which is provided by a creature named Vet. They are soon met by Quas, who can read minds, and Gentora, a rebel warrior who is wary of their presence. Gentora becomes even more suspicious when Scott mentions Janet's name. Janet leads Hank and Hope to a bar where they meet Lord Kryler, a man she befriended during her time in the quantum realm. Kryler reveals that he is working for Kang, a conqueror who is after the PIMs. He also mentions Kang's greatest weapon, MODOK. The PIMs are attacked by Kang's henchmen but manage to escape with Kryler's ship. The rebels soon come under attack by Kang's forces, and MODOK appears and begins vaporizing some of the freedom fighters. In the chaos, Cassie reveals that she has her own supersuit that allows her to shrink and grow. MODOK is revealed to be Darren Cross, who survived his fight with Scott and is now a giant head with tiny limbs and a stretched-out face. He brings Scott and Cassie to Kang, who Janet had met during her time in the quantum realm. Janet learned that Kang was a monster who had committed countless atrocities, and she destroyed his ship's core to prevent him from escaping. On their way out of the quantum realm, Janet confesses to Hank and Hope about her encounter with Kang. Despite his promises to help her return to Hope, Janet knew that Kang was a dangerous villain who must be stopped. She destroyed his ship's core and prevented him from escaping. Scott and Cassie find themselves face to face with Kang, who brags about his victories over other Avengers in various timelines. He threatens to harm Cassie and traps Scott in an eternal time loop unless he helps retrieve his core. With no other choice, Scott agrees to help but warns Kang that he will come after him if he harms Cassie. Scott is then sent to the core's location, where he becomes trapped in a probability storm that spawns countless versions of himself. Meanwhile, the PIMs detect Scott's distress and rush to his aid. Hope joins the fight and finds herself surrounded by her own probability. Fortunately, the multitude of Scots band together to retrieve the core, and Hope and Scott work together to shrink it down. After Scott retrieves the core, Hope and Janet try to help him, but Kang appears and reneges on his promise to release Cassie. Kang takes Janet and the core, leaving Hank behind, and orders MODOK to destroy the PIM's ship. Janet calls Kang a monster, but he explains that he is the exiled one among his many variations, and that he believes they are responsible for other horrors across the multiverse. He intends to escape the quantum realm to take control of an event that threatens humanity. After the time displacement, Hank's ant farm ants arrive and help Hank, Scott, and Hope head towards Kang's stronghold. Meanwhile, Cassie uses her suit to shrink into a prison and free Gentor and other rebels to charge towards Kang's tower. When Kang tries to make a big villain speech, Cassie interrupts him and convinces everyone to head to the tower to fight him. The other rebels join in and fight off Kang's goons. Cassie even turns giant and punches MODOK down. Scott grows gigantic and angrily runs towards Kang for reneging on their deal. He reunites with Cassie and is proud to see that she is also giant. Hank leads the ants and a giant mecha ant towards the tower to help the heroes. Kang leads his own attack against the rebels, but MODOK switches sides and goes in for his own attack. Sadly, he chooses to die as Darren, and the heroes stand by his side as he passes away. The heroes make their way into the tower where Janet, Hope's mother, has repaired Kang's core and opened a portal to return home. Kang attacks Scott, but Hope jumps in to help. They manage to destroy the core using growing and shrinking discs and push Kang into the portal. Cassie, Scott's daughter, reopens the portal for them to return home, and the Quantum natives cheer for their victory. However, Kang's ominous warning about something terrible coming still lingers in Scott's mind. Despite this, he joins his family to celebrate a fake birthday for Cassie. In the mid-credits scene, a council of Kang variants discusses the death of the exiled one and prepares for a major war. While in the post-credits scene, another Kang variant, Victor Timely, teaches a class that includes Loki and Agent Mobius. Loki warns Mobius that this man will be a very dangerous threat. And that's a quick recap of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Let me know in the comments if you've seen the movie and what you thought of it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Stay tuned for more exciting recaps, and I'll see you in the next one.